Hello everyone, Nina here. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to show you how I created this layered mini journal that I added from it the cutouts from Art by Marlene recent cutout booklets, and we are going to choose some of the images that I really loved and I thought I wanted to put them together in an album about me. I might not use all these images, but let's see how it goes. So here I did cut all these pages. And to create the layered borders, I used multiple dies that I have. This is a Planner Essential die. I'm going to link everything down below if you want to check them. Some of them were just blank squared shape that I cut with my paper trimmer. And then I cut the corners with this corner cutting device. And then I'm going to add some tabs. That one of them is from Art Impressions Journal dies. And then another one is also from another set of Planner Essentials, also linked down below. I'll use my Sidekick to die cut them. I will run it through my Sidekick quickly. And this is how it's gonna look like. And we're gonna glue the pieces together and sandwich our page in between. I did cut multiple sizes from the art journal pages, so this will give some layered dimension. It will look more fun that it has different sizes. So these are all the pages now ready for us. What we're gonna do next is use the Cinch Machine to punch the pages so we can later add the binding rings. Here I'm going to use a template that will help me cut all the pages in the same exact spot. For these three ones, because they are of different sizes, I will not be able to use the template. I did attach them together and then use the template for the biggest one, and then it became easy to cut it. On the template I do have a line in the center which allows me to center it with the center of the machine and cut everything exactly on the same, punch exactly the same holes. Now we're gonna create the background for all these pages. I mainly want to use pink and blue, but very faded, but from on the color wheel they are going to be in the same circle. So they are pink and blue, but they're gonna be in the same circle on the color wheel, so they're really gonna match nicely together. I'm gonna start with the pink color. I'm adding some pink distress ink shades. I'm gonna leave the names in the description below. Then I'm gonna smoosh it on my glass mat and lightly press my pages against the glass mat. I don't want it to be extra vibrant colors because we're gonna have a lot of pieces on top. So I want the background to be subtle behind my images. And then I'm gonna go for shades of blue. And I'm gonna go for blue and pink for the topmost layer. So it matches with all the layers. When you close the book, they're gonna all be peeking through. Here are all my pages. I'm gonna now layer them to take a look on how they all look now. Look how beautiful. I love it so much. And then the small square, and then the top layer. Look how nice all the booklet look. Love it so much. So what we're gonna do next is now create a visual texture with these masks. These are stencils from Art by Marlene's recent release, and I'm just going to use the same shades of distress inks that we used for the background, and I'm going to lightly ink blend with the ink blending tool and brushes on the pages. To bring everything together, I'm gonna do the exact same thing for all the pages. Then these are my rubber doodling stamps, also from Art by Marlene, linked down below. And I'm gonna lightly dab them on my distress ink pads and then stamp on the pages here and there using the same rubber stamps on all the pages, so they all come together. And these are the pink ones. Look how cute. I love. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the blue using the same rubber stamps and the same stencil. For a final touch before we begin adding our focal elements, I am going to bring the ink blending tool again to blend all the edges for all the pages. It sort of frames the page and give it a final finished look. These are the backgrounds. I think they came out so good. I like them so much. And then we'll go back to the Cinch Machine and we're gonna bind these pages together to create our album or journal or booklet. So here I'm going to count on each side. I need 3 rings, and after the 3rd ring I'm gonna cut in the middle in the connector between the rings. Same thing here. This is my wire snipper for the dies. I'm using it for this. What you do, it's very simple. You add them to the side of the Cinch Machine. Make sure that the rings are aligned together. And then, very important, bring your last page and put it on top. I'll show you in a while why. So, add them to the wire starting from the bottom layer and going up, but the last page, put it on top. So this is the square, and this is my first page, but then I'm adding on top the last page. Bind them that way, and I will show you why at the end. Then rotate your Cinch Machine and choose the size of your ring. Add the rings on the pressing side of the machine, and then press so all the rings will close, binding your pages. So here is the booklet, and this is the top page, which is now actually the bottom, and these binding lines are gonna be hidden inside, and making sure that pages don't get detached from each other. For the first layer, I thought I will add a focal point of the person whose this album is about. So over here, if we're creating album, that the easiest thing, I thought that will create an album for me. So I'm gonna have a picture of a girl, and I'm gonna turn her skin tone into my skin tone as much as possible, and I'm gonna use my acrylic markers to change her outfit to match the colors of the backgrounds that I have. So I would just dab my acrylic marker over here on my palette, and then spray some water, and then use my brush and color over it. I want it to be diluted with water because I don't want the layer to be opaque. I want it to show a little bit what's underneath the pattern of her dress or the pattern of her hair. So I'm taking my time over here. My skin tone is a little lighter from the skin tone of that image. So I'm also gonna change this. When it dries, not gonna be that dark. Because it's not an opaque layer, it's very light. So I want to show you here the magic of the acrylic markers. Look, I totally changed the look of the image. It was that green dress, and look how different it became and matching with my journal, the pink and the blue on the journal. I also like to line my images after using the acrylic markers, because it would a little bit lighten the dark black lining around the images. So I'm recreating it again, giving her the eyelashes, lining her eye, her nose, and her face, all the lines. And look how cute everything is on the image. For the next step, I wanted to add a little bit of yellow next to her, because I found this cute crown that I would add on the top, but the yellow was not one of the colors that I was using. So I thought I'll add this strip that had a little yellow. It also has orange, so I'm gonna color this orange with pink later so they can all match together. And here I did apply behind her a foam tape or a foam sheet, so she's a little bit raised from the background. For the second page, the little square one, I wanted to say something about me, that I love being home, I love my family, And I wanted to add something that says that, so I added these little houses that I also got from Art by Marlene booklets. And this house was red and white, and I decided to make it pink and blue. Look how nice it looks. And also for the other one, it had a shocking red color. I changed the top of it a little bit pink, so they are all matching together. Here I'm adding the foam sheets behind both the houses, so they are a little raised. I did for this house I added only one sheet. For the other smaller house I added two sheets so that it's even more raised than the first house. And here I'm just attaching them to my background, and I thought this flower is gonna look so nice on this page, because after applying it, a little bit of its petals are gonna show when the booklet is closed. So I thought it's a really nice touch. I'll show you what I mean. I'm adding it here because the tab is gonna show whatever comes on it, and when you close, the flower is gonna peek through. I really love this. It's so matchy. And then this is how they're gonna look together. And then for the third page, oh, we're still on this same page. I thought I'll add a little bit of leaves next to the house so it doesn't look so empty at the bottom. I would usually ground my image and put a ground underneath the houses, but this was too small to add any ground like this. So I just thought I'll just add the leaf. Look how cute it is. And then for the next page, I wanted to say something about me crafting or journaling. So I did bring these two notepads or memo pads, and I did add the foam tape behind, but to layer them, I did add extra layers, as you've seen. So when they're put on top of each other, the page is leveled. I also added the brush, paintbrush, and a pencil, and an acrylic or paint tube. And then for the first page, I thought I'll add the word hi, and I'm getting these pieces from the collage paper, also from Art by Marlene, and using her newest dies to die cut the H and I to say hi. It's gonna be like the sentiments for this first page of the cover of the journal. And then again, I'm going to add the foam sheets behind them so they're raised. And here is the look on all of the journal. I had so much fun creating it. I wanted to show you this final detailed look, and I will leave you after with the images. Check the dimension, check the colors, check the background and the texture. Everything looked so cool. I'll leave you now with the images. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Bye!